Hi, I'm Ryan Harris, and this is Game Talk, the show where kids debate about sports. In this episode, we're going to talk about the NFL draft and who should have been the top 3 picks, the MVP of the NBA, if it wasn't cut short, and the updates to Madden 20. My guests are John, Bryson, and Julian. Okay, so let's jump right in. The top 3, the people who have the top 3 picks in the NFL draft: Bengals, Redskins, and Lions. I feel like the Bengals shouldn't pick Joe Burrow. I mean, all of his seasons, he didn't do good. People doubted him. He got traded from Ohio State to LSU, and like this year he won a national championship, and so I feel like this season was a lucky season for him. He just had good players around him. So either Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, or Justin Herbert, one of those. And for the Redskins, Chase Young, best player going to the draft, in my opinion. I think he is a dominant player. He can wreak havoc in the backfield, and so the Redskins are gonna probably have low scoring games with their teams. Like the opponent's gonna have a low scoring game, and so the Lions. I go with Isaiah Simmons. Everybody's saying they're gonna pick Jeff Okudah. And then the Giants pick Isaiah Simmons, but I feel like they should go with Isaiah Simmons. He can go. He can move around on the field. We've all seen him play safety. We've seen him go on the line and rush the passers. So I just feel like Isaiah Simmons is third pick potential. Julian, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I disagree with you on Jalen Hurts because Joe Burrow is not going number 1, though, because Joe Burrow was a piece of trash. Tom Brady has lucky seasons all the time. You guys all know that. Like in the Super Bowl when he got 13 points to 3 points. What a lame Super Bowl. But that was with luck. He won with luck. So I think, honestly, number 1, I say take Tua Tagovailoa. And I know he's not injured anymore, but people worry about his potential moving forward. I think that, his potential is very, very good, and he just had that one unlucky season because his offensive line isn't built up as much as the offensive line is. And then at number 2, I think they should, at number 2, the Redskins should take Joe Burrow. And you're going to disagree with me with this for a really big reason, because they took Dwayne Haskins. He's not going to be the future. I'm sorry to Redskins fans. You can be mad at all you want, but I think they should take Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in the class. And right behind him is Justin Herbert, and he's just going to fall to pick 5. And then at pick 6, Jordan Love, right there to the Chargers. And at number 3, I think the Lions should take Chase Young because he can play linebacker. We've all seen him play linebacker before, and he might be heavy, but he could play safety. I'm not gonna say he's not the best safety, but he could do it. Because he's got interceptions being a linebacker. And he's got 15 forced fumbles. I see him being the next Lawrence Taylor. And everybody in the class is not good. Is not as good as Chase Young. He's going to be the next Aaron Donald or Khalil Mack. But I think the Lions should take Chase Young.
Okay. How about you, John?
I think for number 1 pick, the Bengals, I think they should pick Joe Burrow. This year, Andy Dalton had a really poor season, and they really need a quarterback. And Joe Burrow, I think, is the best quarterback in the draft. So I think they should pick him. For the Redskins, second pick, I think they should pick Chase Young because their defense was really struggling this year, and they had a lot of injuries. And Chase Young would really help on the defensive line to get sacks, interceptions. I think Dwayne Haskins, I think he's a pretty good quarterback, so I want to keep him. For number 3, Detroit Lions. I think they should go with Jeff Okudah because they lost Darius Slay to the Eagles, and he was a cornerback. So I think they need someone who's good enough, and I think he is.
How about you, Bryson?
I feel like the Bengals should pick up Joe Burrow because the Bengals or Cincinnati Bengals, they already know Joe Burrow, and I feel like they met him before and they kind of like him, and that I feel like Joe Burrow should go to them since they know him better than all the quarterbacks. That they probably know him the best at almost at anybody in the draft, and he's really good, and he won the championship. Usually when people win the championship, some people might think it's lucky that he won. He could be one of those quarterbacks that got drafted high and they end up doing bad. I feel like he could be really good because Cincinnati probably knows what he likes. And then for the Redskins, I feel like they should pick up Chase Young because they have nobody really that good on D. They have let up way too many points, and that explains their horrible record, having the best schedule in the NFL. And I feel like they should pick Chase Young because they have nobody on the D line. They don't have really any stars, and I feel like he could really help out this defense because they go up against probably pretty easy teams. Seeing their schedule, even though they got the best schedule, they did bad. So the defense must not be doing their part. And for the Lions, I feel like they should pick the Jeff Okudah because they lost their best corner to the Eagles, and they probably would need him or a linebacker, one of those two, and then that's what I think for the top 3 picks.
Okay, so now for the basketball MVP, if basketball wasn't cut short. For me, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm simply Bucks fan. All around, all day, every day, Bucks fan. Giannis has a ball-out season this season. Yeah, they might have lost 10 games. Still had the best record in the NBA. They could have kept going and only had those 10 losses. That would have been an ultimate good record. I'm not saying that Giannis is the GOAT and like the greatest basketball player of all time.
No way.
But I mean, like he still has the potential to actually be MVP this season. And second, Kawhi Leonard, not really balling out this season. Not really doing as good as last season. I mean, like, he still has some potential in him, but not really being the baller like he was last season, not putting up that much points. And then LeBron James. Yeah, everybody's calling him the GOAT. Some people say he's too old. 36-year LeBron James. Why is he still going? But I mean, like, hey, he might still have it in him. So it might be a close one with Giannis and LeBron. Julian, how about you?
So first of all, I highly disagree with you. I know Giannis came from nothing and came up to here and got $100 million, paid off his parents' house, got them a new house in Milwaukee. And he's probably not going to go anywhere because he has Aaron Rodgers. And also, he has $100 million, so he's trying to make a shoe brand. And I really think that everybody's putting the spotlight on him and not, like, thinking about maybe the rookies could come up in there and the MVP. You've never seen a rookie win MVP. I haven't, as long as I've been alive. And I honestly think that maybe it's either my top 4. This isn't the order. Giannis is going to be there. John Morant, for some reason, he can literally dribble right past anybody because, well, the defense is trash. And Trae Young, I think he's in the top 4 because, I mean, everybody was like hating on him for being like such a high pick and like being so cocky about it in his first season and not doing that good, for being like a number 4 overall pick or something. I don't watch the draft, but I think that people gave him so much hate that he just turned it into motivation. And number 4, I put King James in there. We all know he's getting in the Hall of Fame. Just everybody go ahead and say yes. Agree with me. So then he's obviously going to get in the Hall of Fame. And Adam Silver knows that, the commissioner, and he's probably going to put him in the MVP voting. I don't know where he's going to be. I'm saying he's in the top 4 at least.
Okay. How about you, John?
I either think Giannis or LeBron. I think Giannis because on the Lakers, LeBron, they have like 2 really good all-stars. LeBron and Anthony Davis. I think LeBron's getting really, I think he's doing better because he has Anthony Davis next to him. And for Giannis, he has like not really a lot of superstars and he like carries their team. And Giannis is putting up really good numbers and he's like, I think he will be the NBA MVP.
Okay. How about you, Bryson?
I feel like LeBron would get MVP because you might think it might be easier because of Anthony Davis, and their bench is really good too. They have a bunch of stars on the bench. Their team is really good all around, but some of those stars get hurt sometimes, and LeBron has carried them wins over some teams that they should have not got. And last year, remember, LeBron James was the 4th seed in the West before he got hurt in the Warriors game. And then he got hurt to the Warriors again. They were the 4th seed, and they were doing great. They were going to make the playoffs, but then the Warriors injured. Then he got injured in that Warriors game, but he would have probably been in second MVP voting to Giannis. And right now, I feel like he could get MVP because he just probably built on what he did before he got hurt last season. I feel like, points is the main thing. Giannis has excelled in that. But LeBron has done it and got a triple-double with all 3 of the most categories. Giannis might get a double-double a whole lot because he's so tall and he can get rebounds and points. Don't get me wrong, Giannis can really easily get MVP. I just feel like LeBron could.
Okay. So now let's go to the NFL updates. I feel like in the updates they should put the teams that are free agency and that got traded should be on the teams that they need to be on right now. And I feel like that Madden should do that, and instead of just like after the Super Bowl, just stop like trading players and putting players in free agency. And so I feel like they need to work on that. Okay, how about you, Julian?
First of all, I highly disagree with what John said when he said LeBron James only has Anthony Davis. They have Kyle Kuzma. Listen to me. And Giannis has somebody else, Eric Bledsoe. Okay, for updates on Madden 20, I think that first of all, they need to stop putting Mitch Trubisky in the top in the MVP voting. He's a garbage can. It's like putting Johnny Manziel in the MVP voting. Like, what in the world? And stop putting Marcus Mariota and all the players who haven't really done it in these past years. Like, put players that have put work in, like Jadeveon Clowney, Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf. I could talk about that all day. But for Madden 20, I think they need to let people trade the whole season, because players get traded in week 15 or something. And in Madden 17, it stops at week 7 or 8. I don't know. I don't really play Madden 20.
Okay. How about you, John?
I think for Madden 20, so at the beginning of the season, they have their teams. And some players and their team overall, they could have a slow start, and then they rate their team low. And then they could be coming to win the Super Bowl, and they still have a low overall, so they don't change it. During the season is going on, and they get better and better.
Okay. How about you, Bryson?
I feel like they should make I agree with John because the overalls are super low. Remember when Patrick Mahomes got MVP in that year? They're only somewhere around an 83 overall, even though they made it to the conference championship. And the best teams, like the Patriots, even though they cheat, they still play really good without the cheating probably. And they're still rated low. And a bunch of teams are rated low, even though they're better for how good they're doing. Probably Russell Wilson and the Seahawks could probably be rated higher. A bunch of teams could be rated higher. And some players are not rated high enough. Some players that blew up, they still are in the low 90s, even though they probably are way better. They could probably be 97, 98, and they're still super low.
Okay. Thanks for watching Game Talk. I'm Ryan Harris, and I hope you had fun watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.